Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video from your favorite man-child, Super Jesus Jackson. So, Michael Jackson's Black or White, the music video, has been modified on YouTube. As the title of this video suggests, the estate has remastered this video in 4K. Or have they? That's kind of the question here. And it's caused some sort of controversy in the deep caverns of the MJ fandom, I guess you can say. That's how I found out about it, because the MJ estate themselves have not announced that this happened, at least from what I saw. Like, I went on their Instagram, which is a very, very active part of the MJ estate, and I didn't see any announcement regarding this 4K upgrade of Black or White. And it's kind of bizarre because I don't remember when the estate, of course, what they're doing here is not a surprise necessarily, because they have done 4K upgrades to Thriller and Beat It, which, thank God. I mean, the fact that it's taken this long for something like that to happen is ridiculous. The fact that we're not getting all of MJ's videos 4K upgraded is ridiculous. The fact that we're not getting 4K box sets of these music videos, so people can watch them at home, in, true 4K quality, as opposed to, on YouTube here where the quality is compressed. But it's actually much worse, because there's a theory floating around. The Black or White music video is not actually 4K. It is 4K AI upscaled. So it's not native 4K. The work wasn't done fully to remaster this. This was basically, they got a standard definition version, 480p maybe, or, that was probably the time, the 90s, when this music video released. That was the quality. They got that, and then they put it through some AI upscaler, and this is what we got. And I am not a 4K expert. I am a 4K physical media lover. I feel like I probably have a higher than average sort of understanding of this, but still I am nowhere near an expert on this. However, just before recording this video, I sort of compared Black or White and Thriller and Beat It, and compared, and I was like, I can sort of see what people are going at here. AI upscaling is kind of apparent. Thriller and Beat It have a more natural and really defined look. You can tell that they're 4K in the sense where the detail is natural. Like, the detail upgrade is natural. Whereas the Black or White one, there is some blanket smoothness that has happened over the footage. But what we're going to do here is we're going to watch the whole video. We're going to watch the 11-minute version. And also, God, I haven't even... Not only is it the quality, the way that this was done, but there's some potential, changes and some editing that happened that people have issue with as well. But we're going to watch it here. This is my first time reacting to the Black or White music video in general, so you'll get a little bit of my thoughts there. This should be fun, although it's not... I wish it was not so goddamn controversial, but that's the MJ estate for you. But yeah, Black or White, official music video, the long version, 4K. Here we go. Oh boy, I remember this video, man, when I was young. Oh yeah. I like the sound. It sounds good.
You are wasting your time with this garbage. Now go to bed!
Oof.
Okay.
I love this. Are you nuts?
Eat this.
I'm afraid your father's going to be very upset when he gets back.
Okay. This part looks probably the best. Yep. Definitely AI upscaled. Here is where I'm seeing the AI upscale quite noticeable here. I mean, there's definitely a lot of parts here, but look at this right here. That specifically right here with the curls in his hair, like, or that part of his hair right here, like there's some, like, AI upscaling is not perfect. You know what I mean? Like it is basically a process where the footage is put into a software where AI makes something 4K, but it's artificially done in the sense where, like, it's guessing essentially the detail that a specific frame or a specific part of the footage is supposed to be, right? And so that guess is what ends up being detailed, but because it's not perfect, it's not the real thing, you know, like it's not going to be accurate. And so you get kind of this smoothness to avoid the mistakes, right? To kind of just like, it's just like a blanket way to smooth out a lack of detail, a lack of true detail coming from what would be a real 4K upgrade. Look at that face is not 4K, dude. You know, that like, and now granted, you know, this video, there is YouTube compression, even when the video is uploaded. And then obviously my video is going to be even more compressed. However, the detail here it's not here, dude. That is just, it is blanket smoothness, you know, just it's blanket 4K smoothness, AI upscaling done. Because a real 4K scan, you know, you would stop the video and you would be able to see, okay, that there's detail here. There's true detail here. This is just, it looks smoother, but it's not real 4K. You could just see it. Just look at the Indian woman here, her face and everything. It doesn't look right. And obviously the hands here are blurry because it's in motion here, but things that are supposed to be in focus, like MJ's face, it yeah, it just doesn't it looks too smooth, and especially the hair here, you just tell that AI is struggling there, and so it just kind of smooths it out. And there's some hallucinations, as they call them, or some artifacts.
And I told about equality, and it's either you're wrong or you're right.
Like, it looks good in motion, you know, it looks pretty good, but like it's truly not the real. It's not real 4K.
Protection for gangs, clubs, and nations, causing grief in human relations. It's a turf war on a global scale. I'd rather hear both sides of the tale. See, it's not about races, just places, faces. Where your blood comes from is where your space is. I've seen the bright get duller. I'm not gonna spend my life being a color.
Tell me you agree with me when I saw you kicking dirt in my eye. You're thinking about my baby.
It just looks too. It just, there's no. Look at that. It's too clean, dude. It looks too clean. It's not real. You know what I mean? With 4K, you would be able to get some semblance of someone's skin texture. You know what I mean? Like, I'll show some stills with black or white, or with Thriller and Beat It, and you'll be able to see, like, you know, like some of the details, like in MJ's makeup, even like a little bit. Like here, it's just it's just not, man. It's just not it. It's just too smooth. Oh, especially right there, dude. Look at that. Look at the eyes. Ooh, look at the eyes right there. Ooh, that's problematic. Look at that. See, that's the part where the AI upscaling is having trouble. It can't, you know, fully, it's not guessing well, you know, like it's just not. And you just can't guess, man. It's not the real thing. Look at that. Look how awful that looks. Holy crap. That looks good, yeah, but you can kind of, the Kremlin there in the back is kind of whatever. You could see that some parts, the AI is struggling. You know, some parts it's trying to give detail, and in other parts, like the middle sections look awful, but the lines, you know, like the edges of it, you know, are pronounced, but it just, yeah, that looks problematic there. But maybe that's how it looked, you know, in the original. It's been a while since I've seen the original, but yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, you know, this is also the 90s, so, you know, I don't know. But either way, this is AI upscaling. It's very clear.
It don't matter if you're black or white.
I will say that morphing sequence there is so cool, man. I mean, it's MJ was always trying to do really cool, innovative stuff with his music videos, with his work in general. And this definitely was. Now, these type of morphing special effects was not like, unique, but it definitely was. It wasn't common, you know what I mean, like to do something like this, and this definitely, propelled, sort of the idea that music videos should be state of the art, should have so much effort put into them. You see some morphing special effects in earlier films before black or white, but films, you know what I mean, like music videos, not really. MJ was always known to kind of push the bar with music videos, obviously. And so it's really fantastic stuff and just elevated his art, right? And even though it's AI upskilled here, it still looks really, really good. Like, I don't really know if you can get any better than that, honestly, maybe obviously, maybe now, probably, but even then it looks really good.
That was perfect. How do you do that?
Oh, the panther, okay. Oh, this part looks kind of terrible, doesn't it? Doesn't look too clean. That's cool. I loved this part when I was a kid, man. I had watched the hell out of this. Yeah, see, it's like some of these, that shot that he's looking at, like in 4K, it would look way better. Like it just totally would. It would have more detail. This is just, again, it's just like a blanket, like just so smooth, texture to his face. That's just not real. It doesn't look real. Now, also, I will say it's tough with black or white because I think black or white in general did have this sort of dreamy, swishy type of look to it, kind of glowy look to it already, like that was kind of the intention. So, but with a 4K scan, you could kind of go different ways. We've seen, like, specifically with the Terminator 2 4K, how there was a different choice in terms of the color grading that the movie was given, to give it, from the original, the original 80s version compared to the 4K version. And so you can, kind of change stuff or keep it true to the original director's vision. So, even if it was a 4K scan, a real 4K scan, maybe it would look still this dreamy aspect. There are some 4K upgrades that happen. And it still doesn't look like amazing, and so it depends. But either way, this looks a little. That looks too clean, It just doesn't. You could see just kind of a little bit with the eye there. It just looks a little weird. Yeah, this footage isn't too clean. Oh. Yeah, look at his look at the side of his hair. I don't know why. It seems like AI struggles there. It just looks. There's a smoothness to the detail. There's shortcuts happening. There's not actual detail there. Oh, love it. It's so good. Oh, that's such a cool shot. Oh, so good. Oh. So, for those of you who know the original video, it shows normally Michael zipping up his zipper there, and so you hear it, but you don't see it. So that's interesting. They censored that out. Essentially, they changed the original one. But there's a lot more that they changed as well. There's a lot of ways that people remember this music video, not only with the zipper action, but there are some racial aspects to this music video. And not just the obvious with the song called Black or White and the sort of addition of all these, cultures and ethnicities and stuff like that. But here in this specific part, in the windows of the car, it had certain profanities on the windows, racial profanities, some racial slogans in the window where he throws the steering wheel to. It said like KKK rules or something like that. That was in the VHS version of the music video. It was all those things actually were added as a response to the outcry that people had to the original version of the music video, which is what we're seeing here, sort of, except for the zipping pants and maybe some shots cut here and there. But the original version of the music video did not have those racially charged comments on the windows and the property and the vandalism here. Like, it did not have that. It was added as a response because people were criticizing the violence and the sort of destruction of property that was going on in this video. And so Michael and his team, to sort of appease that and sort of fix it, they added these racial profanities and comments on these windows to make people to make sense of the destruction, right? And so that was a really cool addition. I actually kind of wish it was in the original video, but even then, even it not being there, I thought it was art. Obviously the 90s was a very interesting era. So was the 80s, but people were much more sensitive with stuff like this, and so again, here's another example of MJ sort of, trying to push the envelope with art, right? Like nowadays, if a video came out like this, it probably, nowadays we're super politicized and polarized and all that stuff is going on. So I could see people having an issue. Hell, we're losing our goddamn minds for an ad, for an American Eagle ad, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. But so I could see it, but there's a period in our time where people would not have cared. But in the 90s, they definitely would care. And so it made sense. To me, I always thought it was an expression of his art. Maybe it's his anger, it's his... Obviously, Michael had a lot of anger, had a lot of trauma, had a lot of, issues himself. And so his art was his vehicle. And, if it means destroying a car in a music video, for God's sakes, not in real life, then so be it. Obviously the Panther was an expression of that rebellion, and obviously we see it from the very beginning of the video. This music video is about rebellion in a way. It's about kind of expressing yourself and being authentic to who you are. And, in display with the original, the first part of the video, with Macaulay Culkin's character, just being like, eat this, and then obviously here at the end of the video, just kind of unleashing yourself, not caring about, the boundaries of the world, of the boundaries that society puts on you, just kind of breaking those walls. There's a lot of destruction in this music video, and it, and it's kind of liberating in a way. Sometimes you do want to. There's literally places where people go and break shit, as a form of catharsis, as a form of therapy, and to me, this is art. It always has been. And so, but the addition of all the racial stuff, makes it gives it more of a message, more of a cultural message, which, clearly that was not the original intention. MJ didn't want to do that, but that happened. And then it's so funny how now they removed it. they don't have that. You know, I'm not sure if the MJ YouTube channel had the original one like this, or if it had the VHS version, one with all the racial stuff. I'm not sure. But it's interesting how they removed it. Maybe they were like, oh, definitely we're not going to do that. It's going to piss, someone off, which is, I don't really see how. I mean, there was some, like I said, there was some KKK rules. There was another one that said the N-word on one of the windows. Another one that said like wetback something. It's, and clearly it's it's a progressive message. You know what I mean? I don't really see why they would take it out. I mean, it's not like who's going to be like, hey, why is MJ destroying those those words? Like, why? That's who's going to not. But, obviously, again, we live in an extremely politicized, polarized world now. So anything can be a problem. Sydney Sweeney ad again. Anyways, let's keep going. Well, there we go. You could see even in the comment section here, people definitely know. Some people are saying 4K finally. Remember the time next. That would be great. We need real 4K. This is AI, disrespect for MJ, ending racism in the most creative way possible. Censored version. Some shots were cut. AI upscale when it was shot on film. Yeah, I mean, when it's shot on film, like there's really, do it right, man, But here, let's look at some. I'll show you some differences here. I'll try to, at least. I mean, look, like I said, I'm not an expert. I just sort of look at things and I'm like, yeah, that looks about right, This shot is 4K while still maintaining, it's still got grain to it. It's film, it's gonna have that. But you could just even tell, like there's texture to his face. Like there's lines, there's divisions, there's a little spot right there. There's some acne right there going on, stuff that you didn't really see even in the 80s, because it didn't have that detail. Like this part right here, you could see a little bit of that there on his nose. I don't know what it is, but that looks great, dude. Look at that. Look at that detail. Look at the detail on the jacket. Like there's, you could see the leather, you could feel it, like it's pretty detailed here. Beat it, bro. Look at that. Look at that, man. Oh my God. Again, you can see his little mustache here. You can look at the texture on his face. Just look at it, dude. Look at that. That's 4K, man. You could see it right then and there. That is 4K. With black or white, it just looks, it's too smooth. It's too perfect, in a way. It doesn't look right. It's cloudy, I don't know. So this is, par for the course, I guess, for the MJ estate. I guess for Beat It and Thriller, they decided to actually do the work. And then for black or white, they were like, whatever. And that's kind of the feeling is the MJ estate is so inconsistent with the quality of its output. Like I said, even when I've explained previously in some other videos, even in the posthumous music realm, the MJ Estate, occasionally does something cool, but Michael, that the first posthumous record is a travesty, especially with using fake songs. It's absolutely asinine. It's asinine that the MJ Estate does this. Michael Jackson is the world's greatest entertainer. He's the most important musical person, in the history of the world. And this is how they treat his material. It's ridiculous. Not to mention that, it's just, that they change some stuff as well. They cut some stuff, here and there. It's just so inconsistent, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Fun fact: Black or White actually is a song an MJ song that I used to not really dig that much. Now I do. Now I dig it, but it was kind of long time ago. I was kind of like, it's really not the best. Not the best Michael Jackson song. It's a little too feel goody for me, But I think Black or White is such an interesting song as it is, and then the music video makes it even more interesting. It just continues it further extends the idea that MJ was just such a unique individual. Like the guy, had vitiligo and stuff like that. We all know that, but he purposely did make an effort to look whiter. He did do that. And it was just so interesting. He's a black man, and then he did that. Like that is like crazy. Like a man changed his race, like in front of us, and we all just kind of like, we're like, whatever, some of us had a problem with it, but like, it's just so cool, that he did that. I think, it's just so unique, at least, right? It's fascinating. And then he proceeds to make a video called Black or White, which is like, and then he's like the main character of it, but like he has all these ethnicities and stuff like that. Yet he is this sort of androgynous, racially and sex and sex wise androgynous. You know what I mean? Like it's just you couldn't put Michael in a box, like ever, right? And so. And then you get into his nose thing, and you get into his, sort of desire for perfection on an aesthetic level, and beauty and music and art. And it's just, he's such a fascinating character. And I think Black or White as a song and a music video it makes it even more interesting with him being the center, right, of it, right? But I love Black or White. I think it's a great song, and obviously has a great message. But this music video is a travesty. And yeah, I mean, like, am I glad that it is here, and it sort of looks better than a standard 480p or whatever it was? Yeah, sure. But like, you did it with Thriller and Beat It, do it with every, why not be consistent, MJ Estate? Why not be consistent? That's the thing. And it's just, whatever. At this point, I'm not even, incredibly irritated. It just, that's to be expected with the MJ Estate. And hell, we didn't even get an announcement for it, for God's sakes. Like, Black or White is like one of the most important music videos in MJ's, music video filmography, I think, too. It has all this cool, innovative, pioneering stuff, and groundbreaking stuff, and you just don't even give it an announcement. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on over there. But those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below what you have to say. Do you like it? Do you like this new 4K AI upscale? Do you not? Now, granted, I don't have full-on evidence confirmation from the MJ Estate saying this is AI upscale, but it's pretty clear it is. Could be wrong. I don't know how, but could be. I don't know. But let me know what you have to say. Do you think this is fine? Are you irritated? Are you mad? Are you happy? Let me know. Give this video a like if you like, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Share with your MJ loving friends if you will. Also, what other MJ music video would you like to see upgraded? I'll tell you right now, Stranger in Moscow and Smooth Criminal, but Stranger in Moscow, that's like my pick for sure. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, you beautiful creature. But I think that's it for me. You all take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.